Dark by Design may contain graphic and/or explicit content. Audience discretion is advised.
Cool. It's like you immediately start recording, you're out of focus.
It would be to the show's it's the vibe of the show.
Mm-hmm.
Having to re-record episodes, bad audio. You get it.
Yeah. I'm the queen of chaos. I mean, it follows. So
I fucking love it.
oh my god, would you like to join me and be a queen of chaos too? Of the other side
of chaos?
Yeah, the West Coast and East Coast. Queens of chaos. Think about it.
And then Diane, she's gonna be from the middle coast, from the Midwest.
Absolutely. Oh, that'd be so nice.
Diane, you have to apply now. You
have
to. We'll pay you in love and compliments since we don't have money right now. But once we have money, you bet your sweet patootie that you're gonna get paid really well. Right now, we'll shower you in love and compliments.
It's your payment.
Oh man. All right. Well, hello and welcome, friends. How are you all doing?
Ooh, 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 ooh. Hi.
Ooh.
Sorry, that was.
Bev.
And I'm Rachel.
Loved it. And
Okay,
you are
great.
listening to Dark by Design, the podcast where two creative gals share stories of the macabre to then pick them apart before the nightmares start. Thank you so much for joining us today. Before we get into today's show, which I'm so excited to, I don't even know what we're like. My ribbon is hidden in Google Docs. So like, I don't even know what this topic is about. Like I have no clue. So I'm very excited. But
that was on accident.
After listening, if you guys would like to learn more, you can find more information, photos, and videos on today's topic on the show's website at www.darkbydesignpodcast.com or by following us on Instagram, Twitch, and TikTok at darkbydesign_podcast, which is also linked in the description. On Instagram and TikTok, we post a bunch of reels, and it's like the highlights of each episode, which we find the funniest. So we hope you enjoy those too. And then if you also want to find us individually on our socials, I'm Beverly, and you can find me on Instagram, sometimes Twitch, and YouTube at Beverlocks with 2 S's. And you can find Rachel at Miss Quirk with 2 Ks on Twitch, Instagram, and YouTube. She streams every Tuesday and Thursday from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And they're a lot of fun. I would highly recommend you join one.
Aww.
So, or all of them. They're great.
Thank
100%
you.
Recommend. It's a bunch of chaotic fun.
Stop by and say hi if you like survival horror games from the early 2000s. That's what I'm currently playing through right now. So
I didn't think I would like them.
Yeah.
I want to try them now.
Yeah, like I love them because they're just pixelated enough where I'm not as scared. Like some of this newer stuff that's out. Oh,
it's too high definition.
Yeah, and it gives you complexes. Yeah.
Oh my god. Mm-hmm. So, speaking of lawsuits, there are many ways to support the show. I'm just kidding.
Art is very lucrative.
Art is very lucrative. There are so many ways to support the show and us as content creators, both individually and through the show. The number one way is telling your family and friends about us. Just word of mouth will really help our show grow, and it will give us more opportunities to make fun things in the future. And believe me, we have so many fun things planned.
Oh, yeah.
If you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you're listening on other streaming platforms, rate us 5 stars and tell us, let's see. Tell us what your favorite Halloween tradition is.
Ooh.
Because we are coming up on Halloween.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are.
Few short weeks we're going to be in Halloween time.
Yeah.
So I'm very excited. Actually, instead of your favorite tradition, tell us what your favorite Halloween movie is and we will watch it.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, 100%.
Oh,
yeah.
What's your favorite Halloween movie?
Ooh. I want to say like my favorite scary movie of all time. I am more about like the paranormal, ghost possession, weird creature type of thing versus like the hack and slash type of stuff and the body, the torture porn stuff. I'm not into that. But like,
Hostel fucked me up. I can't do torture movies like that.
same with the back
I
of the
can't do it.
heels. Yeah, that scarred me.
Fucks me up. I have to check underneath my car every time I'm walking.
Yes,
because I don't want my Achilles heel slashed.
Yeah, I couldn't. That and then the Saw franchise series, I just can't do the body horror. I really couldn't. Even before 2020, when I wasn't like a baby softie and couldn't look at blood anymore, couldn't do it. But I want to say my favorite horror flick would probably have to be The Conjuring. I thought it's a really good.
It's
a really good movie.
People talk so much shit on Ed and Lorraine. We're gonna talk about Ed and Lorraine.
I would love to do them.
Weeks. There's one specifically that's coming up. Yeah. So people shit on them, but I think they're so cool. Like, obviously, like some things are gonna be fabricated, whatever. I think it's so cool. Like proclaimed demonologists. Like, imagine being so cool.
Yeah.
I love it. Oh, my favorite movie is also the Conjuring series.
Oh, no shit.
I love watching this during Halloween time.
Whoa.
And Beetlejuice.
Oh, Beetlejuice is so great.
Well, again, if you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you're listening on other streaming platforms, rate us 5 stars and tell us your favorite Halloween movie to watch. Not the Halloween franchise. Obviously, if those are your favorite, tell us. But what Halloween movie you like to watch around our spooky favorite holiday? We'll thank you on air. Oh, apparently I'm going through puberty. We'll thank you on air and give you a lovely compliment and just tell you how beautiful of a witch or wizard or warlock you are. We've also launched a Patreon. If you sign up for our Patreon, you'll get a bunch of amazing goodies and extras starting at the $5 level, including a thank you sticker and print, as well as a, lovely little note from us. With even more compliments, because we love giving compliments. You're beautiful. Early access to extended episodes, so basically everything that we cut out from the normal episodes that are not okay for regular people and YouTube. A lot. Trust me, you get some meaty boys. And you also get downloadable coloring pages that you'll absolutely love. We're workshopping some more right now, based on like the different topics that we do. My vision is that there's going to be a coloring page for every topic that we do, and probably at the end of every year we can do like a coloring book with every coloring page and like put it out.
Absolutely. Yeah. All for like the different seasons of the show too. Oh, that would be so wonderful. Like volume 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, 6, 7, 8. This is going to go on forever. So
it's going to be fucking great.
Yeah. That's such a great idea.
It's going to push us to do more art too. So I'm excited.
I'm down.
And then also all Patreon levels. So we have levels ranging from the $3 to $20 level, have access to our Discord where we can all play games and talk the night away. Yay, friendship. So we both love playing video games. Rachel streams on Twitch. I sometimes stream on Twitch, but even when I don't, I play video games. So if you like video games and you like talking, or you just like one or the other, you should join us on our Patreon, in our Discord. We're going to have so much fun.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, lastly, supporting us on Patreon helps us offset the cost of hosting and making the show. We record and edit all of our own episodes, and your support will mean the absolute world to us. But yeah, without further ado, Rachel, you want to tell us about this mystery story that I have actually no idea about?
Yeah,
I have the banner hidden.
Oh, okay.
I can actually see the title.
A little bit of mystery going into the episode.
Mystery.
You know what we haven't talked about in the show yet?
What?
Local urban legends. It hasn't come up yet.
True.
Yeah. So today's topic, we are going to talk about the Ojai Valley legend, the California special, Mr. Hot Stuff himself, the Char Man. Yeah.
What is the Char Man?
Oh, so glad you asked.
I'm from California, and I have
no idea.
No idea what that. What? Okay.
Yeah. So the Char Man is a local legend from the Ojai Valley in California, USA. The Ojai Valley is a small, quiet mountain community located 14 miles north of Ventura, California. The reports and sightings occurred in around the 1960s, but the Char Man's story starts about 20 years before then.
Ooh.
So In the article
It's like
entitled,
in the 40s. I'm sorry.
yes.
Okay.
So the where was I did math and then I forgot where I was at.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I was just like, math? Yes, that's it. In the article entitled "The Char Man: A Local Legend of the Ojai Valley" by Charlie Seaman, published in the Western States Folklore Society Journal, one version of the urban legend reads, back in 1948, there was a big brush fire in the Ojai Valley, which burned and destroyed many homes. Yeah, you are well acquainted with brush fires.
Very much well acquainted with brush fires. I had to drive once through the 405 fire to get to work.
Oh my God.
That was fun.
Why
It
did
was
you go
terrifying.
in?
The freeways weren't closed for some goddamn reason. Yeah, it was around the Getty Center. It was that fire around the Getty Center.
Holy shit.
Yeah. I think it was contained at that point, but I'll send you pictures of what that fire looked like, because there were also pictures like on the internet. It was bad.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And also the Char Man.
Capitalism doesn't stop.
Oh, no, it doesn't. We want you here, rain, shine, sleet, snow, fire. Who cares?
Exactly.
Walk through hell to get here. Make money for the company.
Make
Yeah.
money for the company.
Which actually is kind of like a great kind of segue into like why he's called the Char Man. So char as in like charred wood, like burnt wood.
Yeah.
So there's a fire involved. Spoiler alert. So yeah, back in 1948 there was a big brush fire in the Ojai Valley, which burned and destroyed many homes. Due to the fire's destruction, it took several days for rescuers to reach the surrounding foothills for survivors. Yeah.
Oh, shit. Rich
Yeah.
people, if you're listening, this is why you don't live in hills, especially in California.
Mm.
Hollywood Hills, condemned. You will
Really?
probably die in a fire.
Whoa, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Hollywood Hills, and then also like all throughout like Thousand Oaks and stuff. It's all very hilly. People live on hills.
Yeah.
That's where the fires are.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
Wow.
'cause it's very dry.
Oh.
People are stupid.
Oh, I see. Which doesn't help at all. Damn. So, speaking of not getting help, one residence in particular, there lived a man with his son in an isolated cabin in the woods just south of town. Their home was consumed by the flames and claimed the life of the father. The son, however, survived but was badly burned. When rescue finally arrived, they found that the son had gone literally loco crazy bananas due to his injuries and the horrific experiences that he just lived through. So, due to his experience with the fire, his father's death, and living with severe untreated injuries for several days, the son was doing a little crazy stuff.
What?
Oh, so when the rescuers found him, they had found that he had hung the body of his deceased father up by his feet and stripped all of the burnt skin off of it.
Excuse me?
Mm-hmm.
What?
Yeah. Yeah. So after, it's weird. After skinning his father, the son fled into the hills near Signal Street, where he lived the rest of his charred existence away from society, too terribly disfigured to be seen by others. So it's like a crazy, it's like a crazy wild man that it was severely disfigured.
Quasimodo?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, but like I don't know if he's like villainous or whatever.
Lovable? Yeah.
Yeah, he just doesn't like people. Like he chases people away when they like try to find him. You know. This urban legend became very popular in the 60s for teens to dare each other to enter the woods to look for the wild Char Man.
Teens.
And this was on a street called Signal Street. This is where the first version takes place at. So besides from Signal Street, it's also said that he roams Shelf Road, which is a small dirt road at the extremity of Signal Street, Sulphur Mountain Road, which surrounds the Mountain Valley, and the infamous bridge on Old Creek Road in Soul Park. So Old Creek Road urban legend is a little different from the Signal Street lore. In this version, a husband and wife were trapped in their home during a brush fire, and the wife became trapped inside her husband frantically tried to rescue her, tried his best to get her out at the cost of his own flesh. And unfortunately, he was unsuccessful and his wife perished. Yeah.
So he was left without a wife and left without his flesh.
Yeah, pretty much.
Jesus.
Right?
Man.
I know. It sounds like they got divorced, but no, it was like 10 times worse. I used to work in family law. Oh, it could get real rough. So the legend goes that if a person calls for help from the bridge on Old Creek Road, the Char Man will come out of the woods and chase you away. So he comes because you're mocking him, his wife calling for help. Yeah, and he comes after you.
Girl,
Yeah.
people so rude.
Yeah, it's all stupid teens. It's all kids. Like, I hate them.
Yeah, for real. Teens can go fuck themselves. Unless you're a teen, we love you.
Yeah, really.
We don't love you. We appreciate you.
Yeah, just don't be mean to people. Come on.
Just be nice.
And it turns out that there actually was a reported attack. Yeah. Like, it was in the local papers. The police were called, the works. Like, it was actually a thing. So on July 6th, or in the July 6, 1967 Ventura County Star Free Press report entitled "The Char Man May Be Lurking Somewhere in the Ojai Valley" by Jerry Thomas, teenagers Mark Gates, Eddie White, and 5 of their friends drove to the bridge on Old Creek Road and yelled for help to see if the Char Man would appear. And oh boy, did he ever.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, the Char Man made his grand appearance by grabbing Eddie by his neck and ripping his jacket. The teens then, the teens then retreated to their vehicle, where the Char Man proceeded to pound on the windows and the trunk and the hood of the car. The teens
I would shit myself.
Yeah. Could you imagine? There's just like some crazy dude from the forest that just comes after you. Technically, you are pissing him off.
You are pissing him off, yes.
Yeah, like you're being a little shit stirrer, you know? But like, the teens had described his face as distorted, scarred, and old. Once he was satisfied with his scare, the Char Man retreated into the woods. The teens then reported the incident to the police, who then patrolled the area for several days and nights. This also triggered a wave of adventurous teens to ascend upon the area to experience their own Char Man attack.
Teens! I'm happy to say I was not this stupid as a teen. I did some stupid shit, but this is not one of them.
Yep, I agree 100%. I will fully admit I was a scared little goody two-shoes in high school.
Me too.
Would have never done anything. Nowadays, I still wouldn't. If it like meant that I was like antagonizing somebody who potentially lost a loved one, like I'm not doing that at all.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I think the worst thing I ever did as a teen, I lied to my mom about staying at my friend's house and stayed at my boyfriend's house instead, and we watched weird like cowboy porn. And then I walked back to my friend's house the morning after, stood out in the rain, and my mom picked me up. She's like, "What, you've been waiting in the rain for an hour for me to pick you up? You didn't stay here, did you?" I was like, "Nope, I've been here all night." And then a couple of days ago, she was like, "You do know that I know that you didn't stay at your friend's house, right?" I did not know until now. I thought I did a very convincing lie.
How fun! Hi, Mom. How are you? The stupid shit we did. Yeah, it was like the only bad thing I really did as a teen was like my friend and I wanted to drink, and so we took peach schnapps from my parents' collection that they haven't drank in like years, and they didn't drink it for a reason. And we thought we were being real sneaky, and we filled like sample sized mouthwash containers with it. And then we went to like a local park because they were small, and so we can like easily like carry them. Well, we didn't rinse them out well, so it was like minty old peach schnapps.
Minty peach schnapps? That sounds disgusting.
We got so sick in the park. We were throwing up in garbage cans that were there. It was fun. We were just puking in the woods on the way home. Yeah, it was not a good time.
It was Did you attend Anita and I's like joint birthday party?
Oh, I think I did.
Do you remember that jungle juice? It was 7 bottles of Everclear and 2 frozen lemonade containers. It was disgusting. I got blackout drunk and I remember hiding behind a bush.
Oh God. Oh, kids, don't do that.
Don't do
Holy
that.
shit. Wow. Did
Mhm.
not know that. Oh.
Mm-hmm. 10 out of 10 would not recommend.
Yeah. Oh man, it's just the stupid shit you did when you're younger. But people do
Yeah.
stupid shit all the time. And honestly,
It's true.
stupid shit is my favorite kind of shit. If
It's the best kind of shit.
we're being really honest. I love it. But back to this story. I don't know. I couldn't think of a segue.
Segues are hard.
I know. God, presenting is tough, okay? So,
It is.
to add credibility to the attack, the police found during their investigation that an employee at a nearby horse stable witnessed the Char Man as well. Turns out this employee was a trail guide and would frequently take patrons on horseback rides through the mountainside. One day she was looking for new trails to ride when she stumbled upon a home made from rocks. Through like a little makeshift house made of like stones. And through this little makeshift window in the side of the building, she saw a disformed figure staring back at her.
No. It's like looking outside of your window at night and there's just something looking back at you. I hate that.
But you can't tell because you see your reflection
But
at
you
first and you have to
can't
focus your
tell.
eyes to see it.
Yeah. I hate that. It's just staring back at her. Or
Yes.
he.
Yeah. Whoever was in the home was just staring back at her. And thankfully, she turned tail and rode out of there real quickly. She did not stay for very long and he did not give chase. So, yeah.
You got me fucked up if I'm still a park ranger after that. Fuck no.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm never riding horses out there by myself ever again.
That sounds horrible.
Yeah, no.
God. Okay,
No.
wait, what else happened?
Yeah, so there is some truth behind this legend, as there's always some truth behind urban legends. So the events of the legend began in 1948 with the fire at the Sandersons' home on Shelf Road, which is the tiny dirt road off the Signal Street. In the early 60s, the Sandersons' home was still on the fringes of town, and it was still in ruins and became an adventurous spot for local teens to go explore. So kind of like urban exploration type of thing. However, no one died in the fire. So there's no, Yeah, like the supposed son that, fathered passed away and he skinned him, all that other stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that did not occur there. So upon digging further into the Char Man legend, Charlie Seaman, the author of the Western States Folklore Society article, tried to interview survivors of the Char Man Bridge attack. Charlie, who grew up in the area during the 60s, was familiar with the tale and called up Mark Gates at his home, one of the individuals that was mentioned in the article.
Yeah.
The person who answered the phone was not Mark, but he lived with them, and he was willing to talk with Charlie as long as this caller remained anonymous. So upon learning about what Charlie was calling for, the anonymous person declared, "Oh, I'm the Char Man."
He called Charlie, who was one of the people present during the attack.
Mark Gates. He called up Charlie's the interviewer.
Oh. So he called up Mark Gates, who was one of the people present during the attack.
Yes.
Some random motherfucker picked up the phone, asked to remain anonymous, and then stated he was the Char Man.
Yeah, he was responsible for the Char Man attack.
So is he just living in this guy's house?
I don't know. The article didn't go into detail because the guy wanted to remain anonymous, but I really kind of wish they went into detail,
I don't trust anonymous.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying.
I trust the organization. I don't trust
this anonymous person.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
sketchy.
Yeah, it sounds weird, but turns out on the phone call, the anonymous person, which I'm just going to call AP for ease, AP and several of his friends decided to pull a prank on Mark Gates. AP wore a pig mask and hid up the river towards Camp Comfort Creek. AP's friends then arrived with Mark and started shouting for help on the bridge. On cue, AP leaped out from the riverbed and attacked his friends, ripping Eddie White's jacket, who was the one that was mentioned that he's grabbed by the neck and his jacket was ripped. Evidently, he was in on the whole thing to begin with. So
Eddie.
Yeah, Eddie, no. AP then chased the teens back to the car, where then he proceeded to pound on the car before retreating himself back to the riverbed. And like we said before, how reliable is this person on the phone? Admitting his guilt over a prank. Yeah, I don't know how serious to take it. And Charlie felt the same way. So he decided to go interview some police officers at the Ojai police station. Charlie interviewed Officer Gene Meadows, who had personally chased the Char Man on several occasions, and he was also one of the officers who responded the night of the attack. Officer Meadows recalled the person responsible for the scare. This might sound very off-putting, and I'm really sorry, but this is a boomer talking. So he said that the person responsible for the scare was a wild-looking colored man from LA who just happened to be walking the creek bed, heard the cries of help, assumed the boys were in help because they were yelling for help or in need of help. So he came up from the riverbed, startled the kids. A scuffle ensued, causing Eddie to rip his jacket. Just essentially like a bunch of miscommunication on both sides, I guess. The biggest problem for the station wasn't the incident itself, but it was actually the number of teens who then flocked to the bridge to try to recreate their own personal experience with the legend. And eventually the case was handed over to the county sheriff's department because the case technically took place in their jurisdiction, because I think it was part of like a park, like a state park.
Yeah. And that's what, Ventura County, right?
Yes, I do believe. Mm-hmm.
Great.
So
they're a lot better than LAPD. I'll tell you that.
Oh goodness. So as for the old creek, it's either between it was a prank or it was just a random person, some just mishaps on both sides. So that's kind of the theory of what we're going for. So that potentially solves the mystery for the Old Creek Road sightings. But what about the Signal Street sighting near the Anderson home? So Charlie interviewed Sergeant Bill Clamser, a longtime member of the Ojai Police Department. According to the sergeant, in the early 60s, a couple of teens parked their car at a lookout point on Signal Street. They reported that they were approached by an awful-looking creature, which they said had the appearance of being badly burned, disformed, and charred-like. It had a charred-like look. Yeah. So the police at first thought it was just the teens' imagination running wild, or they were just pulling a prank on the police, until a bunch of other parents began filing separate reports that there was a creature that was frightening their children with similar features near that area.
Oh my God.
Right?
Frightening kids?
Yeah, like little kids were like running back to their parents and saying they were being attacked by a monster. It was
Mr. Char Man.
Yeah, like
save it for the teens.
Yeah. So the police began to look deeper into the situation. Eventually, the police found this so-called Char Man, and man, your heart's gonna really hurt after I tell you what it is. So it turns out that the Char Man was actually an elderly man who lived alone with his dog near Signal Street. He had some kind of skin cancer that disformed his face and one of his arms. So due to his appearance, he didn't like to be seen in public and would only go for walks during the night and early mornings to avoid being seen.
Oh.
Yeah, and he had been
so sad.
Yeah. Yeah, so he had been spotted by the teens at the point, and soon, due to town gossip, he was linked to the 1948 fire at the Sandersons' home, and thus the legend of the Char Man was born. How freaking sad is that?
That is so sad.
Yeah.
He's just trying to live out the rest of his days with this fucking dog, and then there's these fucking teens.
Yes.
Some bullshit. Teens, what are you doing?
Yeah, and then there's a ton of like kids that are running up there to try to like harass him and find him and stuff like that. Like,
leave this old man alone. What the fuck, man?
Yeah, and it just broke my heart.
So sad.
Yeah, and the Char Man legend also reminds me of another legend, an urban legend called the Green Man from Copel, PA. It was very common in the 1950s to see a terribly disfigured man walking down a darkened street at night. He was given the name Green Man or No Face, and every every person that have seen them has their own story and variation of their encounter with him. And the details,
kind of like the Mothman?
yeah, pretty much. And like the details vary from person to person and everything's always different. Kind of like the Char Man. It just, things got blown out of proportion. So, but the Green Man was actually a real person too. His name was Raymond Robinson. He was born in 1910. And when he was only 8 years old, he was trying to view a bird's nest from the Morado Bridge and fell victim to a tragic accident. When he was climbing, he had unfortunately grabbed onto a power line, which electrocuted him, resulting in horrendous facial injuries that never healed properly.
Raymond.
Yeah. And because of his appearance, he caused panic. It would make babies cry when they saw him. Yeah. How awful.
You didn't choose to look that way, babies. I'm looking at you. Stop being so rude.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man, it gets
babies
worse.
Cry when they look at me, too, so that's fine. I get it.
Yeah. But like the elderly man who was behind the Char Man legend, Raymond himself also spent most of his 74 years in hiding in his home with his family due to his appearance. And he would only come out at night to take walks through the streets when people could not see him. But this didn't always work, and the legend started.
Became an urban legend.
Exactly.
People are so fucking rude.
Yep. And he became such a huge urban legend in that area that people would drive about all night trying to catch a glimpse of him. So they would literally try to stalk this man down just to catch a glimpse of his face.
He's just trying to live, people.
Yeah.
I bet you it was teens. Teens? Again, I'm looking at you. Stop
Most likely. Yeah. Man.
My God.
Yeah, it's never fun. It's never nice. And it just goes to show you what humans can imagine and believe when they don't understand something and do not take the time to learn the truth. Knowledge is power and words can hurt people. Please stop.
Yes.
Oh man.
Stop calling him the Char Man. He has a disease.
Mm-hmm.
He has a skin condition. He's just trying to live with his dog. And Raymond, the Green Man, please.
Yeah.
Him too. That's so sad. Stop stalking this poor man. Let him walk around. Maybe try and get to know him.
Yeah. Instead of stalking him, why don't you just like go up and say, hey man, I know like people are being really mean to you all the time, but like, hi, we can be friends. You know, gosh. It just hurts my heart.
Not that hard.
Yeah. It's like there's always truth behind urban legends, and they're not always super horrendously dark, but they also can be incredibly sad too. So just don't be mean to people just because they look weird, you know?
Exactly.
So before we get to the final thoughts, I would just like to give a shout out on two particular websites that I used for my research, which I thought they were pretty cool. So the first one is JSTOR, and anybody who has any form of academia knows about JSTOR. But it is a digital library of academic journals, books, and primary sources, all peer-reviewed articles, really good sources.
Going on our sources list.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And you'll love this part too, because it turns out you can read up to 100 articles each month on their site for free by just signing up for an account. Yeah.
You don't need an academic account?
Nope, you don't need an academic account.
For free?
Yep, you can view 100 articles for free.
You get one article on the New York Times a month for free. That's
oh my
insane.
goodness.
That JSTOR is giving you 100.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, guys,
read up on so much shit.
Use it.
That's awesome.
I know. And I'm like, man, knowledge is power. Just get out there and like learn from good resources, please. Yeah. Especially with the way things are nowadays. Mm-hmm. Ooh. Mm-hmm. And the second website that I would like to point out is the Western States Folklore Society. It was originally the California Folklore Society and was founded in 1941, and it's still up and running. The society's mission is to study all aspects of folklore, regional, national, and international, and I think it's called dissemination of the result of each study. So the society publishes one volume of Western folklore per year with 4 numbers per volume. The article that I pulled for that Charlie Seaman wrote, it was part of the, I think it's the 40th volume.
Join the society.
You can join the society, which is super cool. So for $40 per year, which is a normal membership amount, they also have a student, joint, retiree, and university memberships. But a regular membership makes you eligible to vote in all business meetings or special ballots and receive Western folklore, the official organ of the society, which I don't know what that means, as well as other regular publications of the society, which if you would be into it, I would totally like to join it.
Yeah, can we join?
Yeah, like anybody can
That
join.
sounds amazing.
Yeah, and every April, the society's annual meetings brings together a wide variety of individuals, scholars, and groups for open discussion and the presentation of papers about various aspects of folklore and folk life.
Can we
How cool
go?
is that? Yeah, like how?
$40?
Yeah, for the whole year, and that's all you need, and you get like cool resources and stuff. And I think that would be like great research material, especially because this is a group dedicated to academic research on folklore and folklore
Barnes
life.
and Noble membership is $25 a year, and you only get a free cookie from Starbucks.
Yeah,
So this is a great deal.
absolutely. Yeah, and anyone can sign up for it that I could find. They have a membership application online, so if you want to look at some really cool stuff, you can go
Should
check
we
them
do
out.
it?
Yeah, I'd be totally down for it. Oh, could
That
you
sounds
imagine?
great. Oh my
I
god, we can add
know.
that to our bios. Oh,
Oh my
I
god,
love it.
we would be like so more official as like podcast hosts,
Mhm,
you know?
mhm.
Oh my god.
Mhm.
Oh, and then oh my goodness, and then maybe we can be able to like help and network some of like these like papers and like, oh man, oh, it'd be so much fun. Think about it. Oh, you already agreed.
Thinking
So like
about it. Ooh, I'm so down. I'm so
yeah,
down.
I do want to do a little bit more digging before signing up just to see like what everything's about. Because it was just like a really brief overview of the page. But like I'm totally down for it.
Yes.
Oh
Me
man.
too.
But yeah, that's all I have today. What are your final thoughts on the episode?
I completely agree with you. Words hurt,
Mm-hmm.
and leave the wild speculations for debunking stuff. You know what I mean? Like,
Yes.
if you're out here looking at a person who clearly has like some form of deformity or something,
Mm-hmm.
don't make up stories about them. That's so
Yeah,
hurtful.
I
That
agree.
is so sad.
Mm-hmm.
This poor man was just trying to live his life with his dog and live in the woods.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, it was scary that he was just staring back out of that window. Will fully admit that would scare me shitless. But like,
Oh, fair,
it's
yeah.
his house, and you're just looking inside his window. Come on.
Yeah. Oh, admittedly, I don't know if the elderly man lived in the Old Creek Road stone home, but he
right, it was
did.
yeah.
Yeah, it was the other location. So
Okay,
maybe
so
that was.
whoever the fuck was looking out of that window.
Oh, I
Fuck
know.
off. Fuck right off. That's so
Yeah.
scary.
Which makes it even more terrifying because then you're like,
Mhm.
oh, I guess there is no Char Man, but who the hell is that?
Who the hell is that? Exactly. And then the other guy in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, Raymond.
Teens.
Oh, it's just not nice. It's not a nice thing at all. In the least bit.
I just feel so bad. Because, like, I enjoy urban legends
Mm-hmm.
for what they are.
Oh, absolutely.
Legends. I'm not going to go out and look for them, though.
Thank you.
I value my life, first of all, if it is true. Like, Bloody Mary? No, thank you. I absolutely will not fucking do it. Because what if she is real and she reaches through the mirror and then I die?
Yeah.
I don't want that.
Absolutely. I've seen that Supernatural episode. No, thank you.
Mm-hmm. I'm not fucking with that. Ouija boards? No, thank you. But, I don't know. When it's a story about someone named, like, the Char Man and, like, it's based off of, like, going, you know, like, temporarily insane after, like, so much trauma happening in a couple of days.
Yeah.
Why do you want to witness that trauma for yourself?
Exactly. Or like, why are you trying to find him for fun so you can like point at him and laugh and what for bragging rights? Like that's a person that
help, like antagonizing him.
Exactly. Yeah, like he's just
Go
trying
study, get some A's.
Don't do drugs.
Maybe drink a beer or two. Don't antagonize an old man.
Yeah.
Bitch.
It just like hurts my heart. It's like either like the urban legend version or the real life version. Like this person is just they had severe like mental trauma and just for their own appearance. They're probably hurting. I mean, goodness sake, the urban legend, the guy had severe burns, and then in real life he had severe skin cancer. Like, leave him alone. And there's all these teens coming out there just to, like I said, just to see him for bragging rights. And the same thing with Raymond
Green Man.
Robinson. Yeah, the Green Man. It's like how cruel people
sad.
can be.
Yeah, it's absolutely fucked up.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for like actually. I'm sure a lot of people like have heard of the Burn Man,
The Char Man.
Char Man. Sorry,
No, it's fine.
a lot of people have heard of the Char Man and like they don't completely realize the truth behind it. So I think you did a lot of good today. Like actually, you know,
Thank
like
you. Yeah.
showing that there's more to these legends than just the legends. Like there's some truth to each story.
Mm-hmm.
And when you take it too far, you hurt people's feelings. Like,
Exactly.
Just, you know, like do some research.
Yeah.
Don't believe everything you hear, teens.
Exactly. Like, find the truth in it.
This episode's theme is teens.
Yeah. We're just scolding the teenagers that are listening. Hey, don't be a dick. Or actually, any age. You can be a dick at any age. So,
Yeah.
teens, we won't get on you too much. Okay, we'll branch out and tackle another age group. But yeah, actually, a really fun fact. There is a movie made on the Char Man. So if you would like to watch that, I think it did not rank very well on IMDb. I think it got like a 3 out of 10. But yeah, it looks like it's like a little like homemade movie, first person type of thing. I would still like to watch it. It is on Amazon
Absolutely.
Prime. And so the story is in the Ojai area, the Ojai Valley, they also have a legend of a vampire that lives around there. Yeah, and so the documentary, that was air quotes, takes place with the people, the actors trying to find the vampire, but then they stumble upon the Char Man instead. So it's to see how all that interacts. Yeah. They're looking for one urban legend and they find another one instead.
You know, I don't really trust IMDb. I trust Rotten Tomatoes more because I feel like IMDb reviews are just like movie critics and they're like all hoity-toity and shit. Whereas with like Rotten Tomatoes, you get like people like us that aren't well versed in, you know.
Yeah, we're just here for entertainment value. Yeah,
Exactly.
hold on. Let me give me like 2 seconds. Let me look that up. Hold on. Char Man movie. Well, yeah, and on Rotten Tomatoes, it has a an 86%, or I'm sorry, 82% view. How many people reviewed it though? One critic and one rotten. Okay. So like 2 people reviewed it. So I guess that's not really a great thing to go off of, but it's not a good statistic. But no, I'd be totally down to like watch it, maybe do like a little movie review of it. So
yeah, that sounds great. I'm 100% down.
Hell yeah.
Well, should we wrap it up?
Sure, yeah. That's all I have for today. Just scolded at you for being nice to people. This is why you need to be nice to people, okay? Or stupid urban legends are
nice.
causing pain and people and ouch, and just give love.
I know they say sticks and stones can break your bones and words will never hurt you, but in this case they do.
Oh yeah, that's a lie.
Of the shit you spew. So
Mm-hmm.
On that note,
yeah.
Thank you so much for listening to our creepy stories and wild speculations. This has been the Dark by Design podcast. If you are on YouTube, like, comment, and subscribe. And if you're on any of your favorite listening platforms, then go ahead and give us a follow and a review for more monstrous episodes released every Monday at midnight. You can find more information about today's topic on the show's website, www.darkbydesignpodcast.com, or on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok at darkbydesign_podcast. Listen to us on your favorite podcast streaming site, which I definitely just said, or watch the show on our YouTube channel, which I also just said. Subliminal messaging, guys. And like we said before, we launched the Patreon, so please support us on Patreon. Please. Only if you want to.
And I can afford to.
Exactly. Oh man, but we want to hear from you guys too. So remember that this is a two-way relationship. Two-way. So if you have any creepy encounters, ghost stories, personal true crime stories, or if you've ever if you have like an urban legend in your town that not a lot of people have heard of, go ahead and tell us about it because we would love to read it on air. That would be so cool.
Absolutely.
But yeah, you can totally share that with your fellow Covered members by DMing us your story on social media. So again, darkbydesign_podcast, or emailing us at darkbydesignpodcast@gmail.com. Take us out with the song. Ooh, ooh.
Damn girl.
Ooh.
Look at that ass.
Ooh. Ooh.
She thick as shit. I can't think of
Sounds like every song nowadays.
Damn girl, you thick. Cool. I'm in with the kids now. Awesome. I knew it's young and hip.
Thicker than a Snicker.
But as always, and definitely based on today's episode theme, please be nice to yourself. Please be nice to other people. And we'll see you guys next week for more monstrous episodes. How exciting! I'm so happy.
Bye, friends.
Peace.
Shocking monster. Never have you known such cringing terror, such sudden shocks.